What's up, everyone? How you doing? Welcome to a very special edition of Dudes on Dudes. Football is back, baby. Everyone's favorite sport. Well, it's America's favorite sport, that's for sure. And now it's taking over the whole entire world. We got games in Brazil starting tonight. And this is the first game of the season in the books. That's going to be overseas because there's plenty of London games as well that will be, going on once the, season continues. Eagles beat the Cowboys at home last night, 24-20. That was exciting.
That was very exciting. We're super excited to pop up with a quick little recap of last night's game and preview the historic matchup between the Chiefs and Chargers in Sao Paulo, Brazil, tonight.
How excited are you, Jules, to have football back?
Say it again.
How excited are you, Jules, to have football back?
I mean, let's start by talking about the Cowboys and Eagles game last night. I mean, instant football is instant, drama. Well, first play of the game, drama.
Yes. No. Before the first play of the game, drama. After the first play of the game, because is the kickoff a play?
I don't...
Did he return it? Did he return the kickoff?
No, I think it. Yeah, he did.
He did.
There was one play in.
That's one play in. Then
one play in.
One special team play in
the book,
and there was drama in between the special teams play and the first play of the game. Jalen Carter and Dak Prescott were going at it a little bit. I feel like Dak egged on Jalen Carter.
He did it. There is a new side angle where he spit towards Jalen Carter.
Yeah, but Jalen Carter was about 10 feet away.
Towards
Dak didn't do anything wrong.
I know.
It was not a penalty, nothing.
I'm just saying, if I was the defendant.
He triggered
If I was the defendant, I thought he spit at me.
Yeah.
That's what I would have said if I was Jalen Carter's agent, which he's going to definitely he might be suspended.
Which is Drew Rosenhaus. And Drew Rosenhaus takes the player's side every single time, especially if it's his player.
Is he going to get suspended?
He may get suspended, and if he
spit
does,
on Dak Prescott before the very first play of the game, and got ejected. For those who didn't see it, and Jalen Carter, just to give a quick note, is the best player on that defense. He is a man-child, which that's a very good defense.
Yes, very good defense, and it just wasn't right. Spitting on another opponent just doesn't fit the game of football.
No,
there's no room for that.
Romanowski.
But it kind of shows what type of animal Jalen Carter is. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Never freaking spit on someone. But if you're spitting on someone, you must be a bad ass mother effer, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's crazy.
You got to be crazy to do that. And that's probably what makes him such a good football player as well. He's bringing his personality onto the football field at the defensive tackle spot. I'm not saying it was right at all, but I'm just saying that might be why he's just such a special player.
It could be. But, you can't do that selfish act because he didn't punish himself. Not only he's going to get punished, but he punished his team. His team needs him. And he's such a big part of that team. So hopefully he learns from it. He's a younger football player. He's a really good football player. You can't do this again because he's too vital to the team.
Yes, he is. And he's been getting in trouble, in the previous past as well. I mean, in Georgia, wasn't he? Racing cars, drifting cars, getting speed.
We got to grow up a little. This is the time.
He dropped in the draft as well, and that's why the Philadelphia Eagles
the 8th pick.
Yeah, that's why.
Or 11th.
That he should have been the first pick overall, but that's why the Eagles got a steal with that pick. So if he just learns from this and buttons up his behavior, this might have been the best thing that could have happened to him before something seriously happens down the road where he's suspended maybe forever from the NFL. Before something like that goes down. So, yes, he needs to get punished. It's well-deserved to get punished. So, let's get off of that now. What impressed you the most in the game, Jules?
I was impressed with Dak Prescott. And I know they lost the game 20-24. But I went on Coward the day before the game, and I said, I think this is going to be a closer game than we thought. Because if we looked at this game after the Micah Parsons trade to the Packers from the Cowboys, the freaking Philadelphia Eagles that are the most talented football team, you would say this was going to be a blowout. But I said, and I stated, this is a division rival. And for a loss, this was a great loss for the Cowboys. They were right there to the very end. Some uncharacteristic drops by CeeDee Lamb at the end of the game. Like this is a team you can compete with, and they're going to get better guys, like 4 first-round draft picks next 2 years. So they could potentially build off of this. Pickens wasn't like in the game plan as much, but he had an effective role because he was stretching the top of the defense, allowing CeeDee Lamb to eat in the middle of the field. So, like, they got some stuff. It was impressive. Look, Philadelphia, they just got to tighten it up. And I'm a little worried about A.J. Brown not getting a target in the first half.
I think that will come. It's kind of like the same story as last year. They just run the ball so much, especially with Jalen Hurts. That's what impressed me the most, though.
Jalen was
Jalen Hurts rushing for 2 touchdowns, and Saquon Barkley had one as well. But what truly impressed me the most was just the outcome of the first half of it just being such a great football game and no punts at all. Yeah. There was 7 possessions, 7 scores, and that's huge as a football fan to see. You love to see where every possession is just a drive down the field and there's points on the board if it's just a field goal or a touchdown. And to see that from the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys and see where they were at last year, the Dallas Cowboys, and get Dak back from that injury, and to see how efficient they were. It was great football to watch as a fan, and to see the offenses just clicking like that. It was really incredible and just impressive to watch. And then second half was kind of like more of a dud because that weather delay. Brutal. They got to somehow change that rule. I don't know how you change it, but it was brutal. It ruined the flow of the game. It was a buzzkill. It was detrimental to just the fans, I bet, that were there.
But I'll tell you right now, there was some mental toughness by both of those teams because they had to make plays at the end of the game. And that's not easy to just rev down for an hour and whatever change it was, and then rev back up in the middle of a game. So you got to tip your caps to the boys for going out there and being able to play and get it up. There wasn't any too crazy injuries. But, that big fumble – I mean, that's what determined the game.
You want to know why that fumble happened? Because ball doesn't lie. If you know what I mean. The play before, Reed Blankenship hit Jake Ferguson, which Dak Prescott kind of had 2 bad throws. I would say those were the only 2 bad throws of the game. Like, they could have been more spot on, to Jake Ferguson.
They were there.
But they were there.
He dropped it.
He could have made the play.
He dropped it.
And also the previous play as well, he kind of threw it behind him. It was too high, and that was my specialty.
I was impressed with his ball placement most of the night.
No, I was, but besides these 2 to the tight end, to Jake Ferguson, the play before, he threw it a little bit behind when it was too high, and he had one-on-one versus the linebacker, and it was a seam route. You got to hit that. You got to lead him.
It was the flags, and they had the little, scat route.
Little post route.
Remember?
Yeah, little scat, and then go by Braun. But those 2, but like I said, ball don't lie. Reed Blankenship's hit was not a penalty.
Yeah,
he didn't lead with his head. He can't stop. Everyone's going full speed. That drove me crazy, and I believe that call is kind of ruining the game a little bit because it was a momentum factor. Imagine if they didn't fumble and then they scored and went up 27-24 because of that penalty when it should have been 4th down then. Yeah. So those calls need to get out of the game. They really does.
They're not
let him play football. But it wasn't a penalty. He didn't lead with his head or nothing. Where was the personal foul?
They said he was defenseless.
Defenseless? Well, that makes no sense. He dove a little bit, and he kind of let up too. It's not like he, jumped off his feet to hit him and led it with his head, led it with his shoulder. It was a clean hit.
I tell you right now, my dog Blankenship, that boy had a couple hits.
Yeah.
He had a couple. He's bringing the heat. Yeah, he looking like a torpedo out there.
Yeah. All right, let's move on, man. It's Friday night preview of the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers. What are we looking forward to the most in this match?
I'm looking forward to seeing Omarion Hampton, the rookie running back from where? North Carolina, who coaches there? Bill Belichick.
Yeah, but he wasn't coached by
I know, but it's just a little thing. I just wanted to throw that.
You're just connecting the dots.
I wouldn't watch the Chargers, and one thing that stuck out to me, it was like a Friday practice for them. I watched their practice. Omarion Hampton is yoked.
Mm-hmm.
He looked the part of that's what you want your freaking running back to look like, just like a racehorse. His ass, it dude he had such a big ass and legs. I was like, that's how I'm running.
You looking at asses on the football field? That's what you're looking at.
If you got a big bottom,
yeah,
that's
what
power.
What does that mean?
That's power.
Okay,
that's power.
Yeah, all right.
You
You're
could
looking
always
at
look
ass in technical terms of
You
football.
don't look at his ass.
I understand.
But his
Joe.
ass is just, he's got big ass legs.
It's just looking
he's
at you.
220.
It's looking at you.
It was
that
looking
massive.
at me.
Yeah.
And it was from like 80 yards away. I'm like, damn, that motherfucker's big.
Was he their first round pick?
First round pick.
First round
and you know
pick.
Harbaugh wants to run that ball.
He wants to run.
You know, and then that's going to set up Justin Herbert for that play action. So I'm excited to see Omarion Hampton's debut. Now, look, they lost Slater. That's going to be a
big loss.
Big loss.
Tough. How are they going to overcome that?
I think they're going to put Joe Alt over there, and they're bringing in who?
I know they signed Becton from the Philadelphia Eagles. He kind of got he was drafted as an offensive tackle from the Jets.
Yeah.
I think like
he's
top
versatile.
15 pick. The dude's extremely massive. He's like 6'8", like 350 pounds. So he could definitely play tackle as well. I'm looking forward to most in this game is like what you were talking about. Obviously, you're talking about Omarion Hampton, but just overall their run game. What can they do on the ground? Can they control the line of scrimmage? And can they control the time of possession with the run game? Because if they can keep the offensive side of the ball of the Kansas City Chiefs off the field, then yes, not San Diego Chargers. I still get that confused to this day. I probably will for the rest of my life. But the Los Angeles Chargers, if they control the line of scrimmage and the time of possession, that will give them the best shot to win this game.
Yeah, I think that too. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how Spagnuolo, Chris Jones, and the defense of the Chiefs handles this kind of revamped Chargers run game. That's what they wanted to do last year. They didn't have, the horsepower in the back. They had really efficient guys with Dobbs and I think who was the other guy that both the Baltimore X-backs, Dobbs and regardless, they had two running back. Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris. That's a different running back room now.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited to see what Najee Harris is going to do too. First round pick of the Steelers a couple years back. I feel like Harbaugh is going to use him to the way that he needs to be used.
Yeah,
he was used properly in Pittsburgh, but I think he's going to take it to another level as well.
Yeah, and then hopping over to these Chiefs, let's see how how are they going to respond to that Super Bowl. Like that's what this is. Everyone's kind of counting them out. They're going low. They're flying low under the radar.
Yes, they are, and I feel like they're hungry.
And they're hungry. They are hungry. I want to see what the pass game looks like. Who is Hollywood Brown's back in? They don't have Rashee Rice. Who's going to step up and become another target that they can use in the later part of the season? How is Travis going to look with his weight loss? That's something that I'm excited about. Chris Jones, what's his impact going to be?
They have a solid core still.
They still have a core. This is still a team that went to the last Super Bowls. Okay, this is still the team.
And a lot of people are counting them out.
Count them out.
Like how? How do you count them out? They've been to the last 3 Super Bowls, the same core players, and they're counting them out. Just doesn't make sense to me.
It's nuts.
They just don't want to see them win.
So who are you taking this week?
I'm taking the Chiefs. I mean, I got to take the Chiefs. I mean, I think they beat the Chargers, the last 7 times. And I know it's in Brazil. How do you, before we get into it, how do you think the game being played in Brazil is going to impact both teams?
Well,
I think it's very fair because they're both West Coast teams. They both had to travel out there. It's also the first week of the season, so they're going to have extra time to get ready for week 2. So it's going to be a baby bye week. And also they get to fly there early. It's not like, they had a game last week and they had to hustle up and get to Brazil. So I think it's very fair. And I like how Goodell is setting it up when there is a game overseas that's far away, that it's the first game of the season. That's smart to do, so it's easy on the players.
I'm excited. Sao Paulo and Brazil, they love football. I mean, I went out there a couple years ago and visited the USS George Washington for the Navy and all the people on that ship. And I spent some time in Brazil, and it's such a vibrant, colorful, fun culture that they're very active people that love sport, and to see them really take in our sport. It was crazy to see how many people in Brazil actually knew me, and I'm not a recognizable guy. I can only imagine if Rob went out there, you know what I mean? So I think anytime we're trying to grow our sport internationally, I'm always a fan of it, and especially with the Brazilian people, because they're fucking awesome.
They would love me there because I don't really like to have hair on my body, so I would walk in and be like, where's the Brazilian wax machines and museums? Because I'm ready to get all this hair off my body. Yeah. I mean, I like you, Harry, though, because you're a squirrel.
I'm a hairy little joker.
But I like to just be clean shaved, so Brazilians would love me. I'd be like, yeah, and they're getting the Brazilian wax on not my arms. That's weird. Not my legs, but like
you would love
my
it.
face,
Good
my
ocean.
chest. Yeah, good ocean too.
Good ocean. You would love
good
it.
ocean.
Warm,
okay,
warm ocean.
Mm-hmm.
But getting back to the matchup, it's going to be the team that can deal with distractions the best that's going to take this game. You know what I mean? The Chiefs.
They can handle any distraction.
I mean, they've been to the Super Bowl. They know the Super Bowl.
There's no distractions to the Chiefs.
You know
anymore.
what I mean? How is Harbaugh's leadership going to handle keeping his team mentally, physically, emotionally prepared for this matchup? Like that's another.
That's a key factor.
That's a factor because I remember we went out to London. Look, we played the Rams. Remember?
Yes.
We blew the brakes off them.
Yes,
they went a week early. We went like scientifically proven, like a 36 hours. So our clock, like we took the game like a business trip, and I think that's why we won the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's a big part of it.
We were just a way better team than the Rams.
Yeah, we were
at that time. Yeah,
at that time,
just way better. And there's one key factor in this game on the Kansas City Chiefs side, on the offensive side of the ball. I would say, if the Chiefs want to get back to where they really want to be lethal in the passing game, Xavier Worthy is the key factor.
You got to have.
If you saw him in the Super Bowl last year, it was a low key performance because they got blown out. I think he had like 12 catches for like 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, deep balls. He can run quick slants, the quick look passes as well. Xavier Worthy will be the key factor to determine how the Chiefs do on the offensive side of the ball this year. Is my prediction.
And I'm taking the Chargers week 1.
All right.
And the only I think the Chiefs are going to be there, but
bolt up, Jules.
I'm bolted up.
Bolt up. Let's go. What's the lightning bolt? Is that
Little
the lightning
McConkey?
Bolt? Wow.
I'm telling you, bro. Little McConkey's going to have a game. They got the second rounder out of Ole Miss. There's a bunch of good play, and I just think. I don't know. Is that exhaustion from the 3 last years going to be a lot for this Chiefs team? Because I remember we went out a couple times. We lost to the Kansas City Chiefs after winning the Super Bowl, and that was like after going back to. We went to a few. Mm-hmm. We were going deep into the season. It gets exhausting for these guys. It gets exhausting.
Score prediction real quick. I say Chiefs 21-18.
I think 27. 24 Chargers. Everyone tune in tonight. It's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
YouTube
bringing
the heat.
YouTube bringing the heat.
Mm-hmm.
We're Pro Fox guys. 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. We're gonna have our community post popping during it. Let's go. Yeah. Check back with us after the game where we will premiere our week 1 predictions. Mm-hmm. Predictions and just kind of a little insight, just a little nugget here and there.
A nidbit of, what's going on with the games on Sunday on Fox.
Nidbit, tidbit, whatever we want to call it. We got it. Remember to like and subscribe on all platforms, YouTube, Instagram. You guys know it. Social as well. Dudes on Dudes, at Dudes on Dudes. New episode right here on YouTube channel every Thursday and wherever you get your podcast.